A lot coming out of the head coach for the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott. He is not happy with this whole thing in Miami. The Dolphins, I guess, would have about 13,000 fans for their first game of the season, whereas the Bills cannot have fans in the stadium for the first two home games of the season as of yet. He's more mad at the NFL right now.
Yeah, he's upset with the commissioner. Look, this is the first time I think we've ever seen Sean McDermott mad off of the football field. And I was like taken aback. It's like when you've dated a woman for a little while and then you get in your first fight. And it's like, oh, whoa. I'm sorry. I apologize for what happened. But he's absolutely right. Like, the NFL is a league of conformity and uniform, right? Like, they have guys that watch these games with binoculars to find people that are wearing socks an inch too high or an inch too low, and they will call the teams during the game to say, fix it. Yet, you're going to allow some stadiums to have fans and some stadiums not to. It's not even the crowd noise you have to worry about. It's the game presentation in general. There is a difference when you're playing in front of somebody as to when you're not playing in front of somebody. And I get that the NFL, look, if the NFL steps in and says no fans across the board, it's going to be looked at as a political statement. Everything is a political statement now. The NFL doesn't want to get their hands dirty. But you're a billion-dollar industry. You own a day of the week. There's nothing wrong with having a spine and making things uniform throughout the NFL.
Kevin, should the NFL step in here and say, hey, Miami, if Buffalo can't have fans, you can't have fans either?
I don't know it is an odd dynamic where you're playing a home game and there's no noise. I mean, you can pump in noise, play music, whatever, but it is strange. Now you go on the road and all of a sudden the team you're playing has that a bit of an advantage. Granted, it's not a full stadium, but it is odd. And I'm not sure, as Pat says, this is a league that is all about uniformity. And the fact that they're allowing now granted, not every stadium's the same size. Some have played in domes. There's different noise levels. You know, the Vikings had a great advantage in the Metrodome and some, but it's very, very odd that you would have, 20,000 fans in some stadium perhaps and nothing in Buffalo. So I don't know what they do.
So there is a little bit of a benefit for the Bills here. I'm sorry, Tariq, to cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so, the Bills made the announcement earlier this week that, the first two home games will not have fans in Buffalo. That's fine. But it leaves open the opportunity, especially if this season goes the way we all hope it's going to go, that the most important games and potentially a home playoff game would be able to happen. You can use teams like Miami and Jacksonville and Tampa Bay, teams that are going to have fans in the stands. It's research, right? Like, if they're able to pull this off and not have any problems or mistakes or major issues, it's a check mark in the box as to why the Bills can have fans in December and January when the games really matter. And if there's a legitimate problem that shows up, well, now any argument you had about having fans in the stands, it's gone, and it's the folks in Florida that are dealing with it, not the folks in Western New York.
Oh, that's definitely a way to look at it. Now, I know, Duffy, you do not like preseason quotes, but Micah Hyde says in the 4 years he's been with the Buffalo Bills that this is the most competitive camp he's ever been with. So that's our quote for the week. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, okay, so like when he has a bad day, does he come out and say this is the worst day we've ever had in the history? Come on, man, it's preseason football. Cole Beasley, wow, his team's going to be really good this year. Of course he's going to say that. It's preseason football. Everyone's getting excited. By the way, you're only seeing each other. At this point, we would have seen a couple of preseason games from every NFL team. We would have been able to judge for ourselves. And what is the most competitive training camp practice that they've ever had since he's been in Buffalo? I don't even know what that means. Come on, Tariq, you're better than that. You know better than that.
Do you believe
back to the old when Bill's camp was at Fisher and people would always say, "Oh, how'd they look today?" "Oh, they look great. They're 7-on-7. They're playing against each other. They don't have pads and they don't hit, but they looked great."
Well, tune in next week for the Bills practice quote of the week that I'll hit Duffy with. That'll make him go crazy.